Hello my TBDs, welcome back to my channel. I'm feeling cozy, feeling the fall, super excited. That's why I have my nice little Animal Crossing shirt on. Who else plays Animal Crossing? It is wonderful. Today we're going to be doing a wear test Wednesday on the brand new NARS Soft Matte Complete Foundation. So this launched and I was kind of hesitant about getting it because I was like, I have so many foundations. Do I need another one? And you guys said yes. So there were a few requests for me to test out this foundation. So that's what we're going to be doing today. I do a wear test Wednesday at least every other week on my channel where I review a new product and see how it does for 10 hours. Now I'm starting a little bit late today. It's 12:36. I don't know where the time went. If you are interested in hearing my thoughts and seeing how this foundation wears, then be sure to keep on watching. And before you leave, don't forget to subscribe because I do upload every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So this foundation retails for $40. You get 1.5 ounces of product, which is actually more than standard. I got the shade Mont Blanc, which is light 2. I thought this would be the best match for me. Mont Blanc is described as fair skin with neutral undertones, which is me in a nutshell. Right now, this foundation has 4 stars, 95 reviews. It's a 16-hour oxidation resistant foundation that balances oil while maintaining a hydrated skin-like finish. Protects from pollution and blue light. The coverage is supposed to be full. Matte finish, says it's good for all skin types. And it has microalgae and biohyaluronic acid to help absorb excess sebum. I never know how to say that word. It is a squeeze tube. The packaging is really nice. It's this soft matte kind of black packaging. I always make sure to use the same primer and the same powder for every single wear test that I do, just to make sure that that's not altering the effects of the product. So I'm gonna go in with my Revlon Photo Ready Pore Reducing Primer. I've heard that this is discontinued and I'm very sad. Like, is this what coronavirus does to the world? Is it gets rid of an amazing primer? Because I'm not about it. Haven't really seen a whole lot of reviews on this foundation. I've tried to stay away from the world, the internet, to see, for what people are saying about it. So I really don't know how people are liking this. It says it's supposed to be full but natural looking coverage and shine proof, which is so fascinating to me because on the side of the container, it does say for normal, combination, and oily skin types. I think online, it says that it was for all. Yeah, online it says normal, dry, combination, and oily, but on the package it does not say dry skin. So that's kind of like confusing. Why is it not on both? I'm not sure. It says contains less than 1% of synthetic fragrances. The product is vegan and gluten-free. It does not say cruelty-free. Not sure. Oil-absorbing powders create a smooth second skin finish, which I'm all about. I like matte foundations that don't look super heavy or super matte. I like a little bit of my skin to come through. Cool. So first I'm going to try this with a sponge. I'm going to use the makeup eraser sponge. This has been my go-to sponge. I basically have stopped using the Beauty Blender altogether because this is just better. Here's what it looks like in the container. It looks kind of odd for a foundation. I don't know. It looks big and chunky. Again, I'm in the shade Mont Blanc. This is a squeeze kind of foundation. The one thing I will say about this, and I've already noticed it with opening it up from the package, it looks really nice and clean, but it's sitting upside down. So the squeeze part is at the bottom here. So when it's sitting on your vanity or wherever you keep your makeup, it is going to dispense down. So it kind of leaks a little bit. See, look, it is already leaking. You see that? It's just spilling on out there. That's not very fun. Hopefully it doesn't do this every single time that you open this up because it does get very messy, I think, quickly. It's really like the matte black. It very much matches the packaging of the NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealer, which I do really enjoy and I figured I'd probably use today. So if I don't like it with a sponge, I'll go in with a brush, but I mostly like my foundations with a sponge. That is full coverage. That really did cover up all of my acne. Doesn't smell like a whole lot. I think my biggest concern is just like the packaging with it squirting out because it's sitting upside down. I'm liking how it's applying with a sponge. I'm really glad I went with this shade because if I got a shade darker, it would not have matched me, but this actually matches almost perfectly. One brand that I am interested in testing out, and I don't know if you guys would also be interested in this just because there's been a lot of coverage on it, is the Rare Beauty by Selena Gomez. Would you guys want me to pick up those products and review it for you? I don't know, it seems like almost everyone I watch on YouTube has covered it, so I don't want to contribute to the oversaturation of the brand. There's tons of people that have given really great reviews and in-depth looks at the products. It almost feels like I don't have anything on. This seems to have set down almost instantly, like it is a powder finish. I am going to powder my face though. I cannot wear foundations where I don't powder because they will slip and slide everywhere. But here's how the foundation is looking. Let's go ahead and be brave and do an extra close-up so you can get an idea of how the foundation is really sitting on the skin. Here's foundation. It did apply very nicely with a sponge. And yeah, it is almost a little too dark for my neck, but it matches almost perfectly. It does say oxidation resistant, doesn't feel heavy on the skin at all, has just a little bit of a glow on the forehead, like just a lifelike second skin kind of look. It doesn't look too matte right now. I'm happy with how it looks so far. Let's go ahead and apply the concealer here. I'm gonna go in with my Laura Mercier powder. If you didn't have super oily skin, you probably didn't need to set this down. It doesn't seem too yellow. Sometimes foundation shades, the line can run pretty yellow. It doesn't seem like that is the case with this. Right now it's 12:50. I don't know if I'll be able to keep this on for 10 hours. I don't know how late I will be up today, but at least 9. I'm really happy with how it looks so far. I think the shade is spot on and it looks really nice and smooth on the skin. I'm gonna go ahead, finish out the rest of my makeup. We'll be back and I will share my thoughts of how everything else applied on top. I just finished out the rest of my makeup. Right now it is 1:40. That's because I was doing my makeup, taking a little longer, filming another video, but I'm back. The check-in time again is 12:50, but here's how the skin is looking. So I really like this. It looks so nice, so flattering, very much like a second skin effect. I wouldn't say that it is a hard matte. I definitely say it's more of a lifelike satin matte type of finish, but I do really like how it looks on the skin. I feel like it looks pretty skin-like for being a full coverage foundation. Just everything about this foundation I'm really enjoying so far, so we'll see how it holds up throughout the day and I'll check in later and at the very end of the evening. It is 7:30, so I've had this foundation on for almost 7 hours now. I did need to blot just a little bit around my nose earlier before dinner, but here's how it's looking on the skin. It did rub off just a little around my acne right here. It's not sinking into my fine lines on my forehead, which is awesome. Usually foundations do that very quickly on my skin. I would say that for wearing it for 7 hours, it's only just a little bit oily. Like, it's not bad. It's still for the most part pretty matte, but I'm not mad about it. It kind of looks more like a lifelike kind of finish with the oil coming through just a little bit. I do wonder, and I think that you could do this with this foundation because it seems to go such a long way. Like, the littlest amount goes very far because it is a full coverage foundation and it is pretty liquidy of a formula. I think you could definitely, if you didn't want as much coverage, sheer it out by not applying as much. I think you could totally do that and have it look really nice. I do think that even with it built up just a little bit, it still looks really nice. So I'm happy with how it's looking. Looking back at footage from earlier today, I do think that it looks nice in photography. Like, it looked really nice on camera. But yeah, it hasn't really rubbed off of my chin. Usually foundations do that right about this time. So I'm gonna give it a few more hours and we'll do our final check-in. Okay, so it is the very end of the evening. It is 9:46, so I've had this foundation on for 9 hours-ish. This is where I'm gonna end the wear test for today. So here's how the skin's looking. It does look almost exactly the same as it did. It's starting to rub off just a little bit more on my nose and on my chin. I actually think for wearing this for almost 10 hours, it looks pretty good. I wouldn't say that it's the most mattifying foundation I've tried, but I do think if you have like combination to oily skin, it would work really well for you. I think that if you are super oily, needing something matte that is going to last all day without getting super oily. I don't think this is gonna be it. Really happy with this foundation. If you have tried it, let me know your thoughts down below, but I am super eager to continue testing this out, seeing if I can thin it out a little bit, get lighter coverage. But overall, yeah, I'm just really happy with how it held up, and I'm pretty happy also with how it looks now. So I give this foundation a huge thumbs up. I definitely want to continue testing it out with different products, but I hope you guys enjoyed this Wear Test Wednesday. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up here. Thank you so much for watching. I love you guys, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.